We'll go ahead and get started. So again, just finding a comfortable seat. Prepare for a couple minutes of breathing practice. We'll do Nadi Shodhana Pranayama, which is alternate nostril breath. This is Marisa, she'll be demonstrating. She's gonna start by taking Jnana Mudra with the left hand, thumb and index finger touch, and she'll place her hand in the hip crease. Jnana Mudra left, Vishnu Mudra right. First two fingers curl down. You'll use the thumb to close the right nostril gently and inhale through just the left side. At the top, close the left with your ring finger and switch, exhale to the right. Inhale through the right, it's the same side. At the top, gently close the right nostril with your thumb and switch again, exhale to the left. Inhale through the same. Exhale and switch, go back to the other. And again, inhale, same side. Wait for your exhale to switch, go back to the other. Then continue back and forth a few more rounds at your own pace. Inhaling always through the same. And switching only as you exhale. The breath smooth and balanced. Each inhale and exhale the same length and the same intensity. Your right shoulder soft and relaxed a little away from your ear. The face soft, jaw relaxed. No tension and no straining. Back and forth. Gently and easily. Beginning to focus your attention inwardly, away from the external. Just continuing 1 or 2 rounds more. Back and forth. Until the next time you get to your left side. That'll be the final exhale. And so once you've completed that breath out, release both hands and breathe normally. Take a moment if you'd like to begin your practice with intention or dedication. Then we begin together with an Om inhale. Let's get moving. We're gonna roll forward. We'll go to hands and knees, tabletop position, and just do a little bit of cat-cow, a few rounds of kind of moving the spine back and forth. And so as you inhale, lower the belly, lift your chin, and squeeze the shoulder blades together. And with your exhale, round your back, push the floor away, and pull the shoulder blades apart. That's it. Again, inhale, lower the belly, lift your chin, shoulder blades squeeze back. As you exhale, round your back, press the floor away, and pull the belly in. Keep going, do just a few more at your own pace. If you'd like, you could turn your hands back in space. Start with one, do both if you're really comfortable with that rotation. It'll help you get into the wrists, the forearms, and even a little bit of like the front of your chest and your shoulder. Back and forth. Maybe one last round. Just gently continuing until the next time you exhale. With that exhale, return to center, turn your hands forward, prepare for downward facing, Adho Mukha Svanasana. As you're ready, tuck your toes, lift your knees, come all the way up and back. Now let's reach the right leg up really high, extend your leg toward the ceiling, then bend your right knee, open your hip to the side a little bit, just kind of stretching along the front of the body and hip flexor. Then to come out, return to center, no pressure. And we'll do the other side. Pick up the left leg, reach that high, then bending your left knee, start to open your hip to the left side a little. Pay attention to how the side of your body feels, how the hip flexor feels, and then just gently return to center. Take another moment or two, hold your down dog, stretch out a little bit there if you need to. And keep a gentle bend in your knees so that you're able to really lift the hips. You'll take one more breath, and then on your exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, start to walk your feet to your hands or hop if you're ready. Lift your heart a little at the top. Exhale, fold. Let's hold the backs of your calves and fold with a lot of strength. So you're pulling your torso in toward your legs, taking another breath or two there. Pay attention to your hamstrings, your calf muscles, even the low back. All of it's connected. And so in a forward bend, the front of your body's doing the work. We squeeze the core. We squeeze the quads, the front of the legs. But the back of the body is accepting the pose. Okay, on your next inhale, come all the way up. Extend your arms, touch the palms, look up. And as you exhale, come down to stand, Samastitahi. That could be hands at your heart or your sides. You get to decide, but you want to choose and be consistent to create a pattern. From here, it's Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, we reach up the center line. Exhale, hinge at your hip crease. Fold, Uttanasana, knees bent as much as needed. Inhale, lift your heart, but keep the fingertips down. Exhale, place your hands, go back, Chaturanga, low push-up position. Inhale, upward facing, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, up and back, it's downward facing, Adho Mukha Svanasana. 5 breaths. Check the hands and feet for symmetry. You want to place the body right in the center. So hands are equal distance from the edges of the mat. 4 breaths left. But also the wrists or heels of your hands here are in line with each other. That way the tighter shoulders not pushing forward. They're lined up to create balance. Only 2 breaths left here. One last inhale. As you exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, feet to your hands and lift your heart a little. Exhale as you fold in, squeezing the belly. Inhale, reach up the center line, touch the palms, look up. And exhale, return, Samastitahi, just like you started. And we'll go again. Inhale to reach, extend the arms, deep breath. Exhale, hinge from the hip crease, fold, squeeze the front body. Good, inhale, lift your heart, look up. Exhale, place your hands and go back, Chaturanga, low push-up position. It's the inhale, upward facing. Exhale, up and back, downward facing. Once again, we breathe here for 5 deep breaths. Enjoy it, stretch out through the back of the body for 4. Press firmly behind your thumb and your index finger knuckle. Last 3. Equalize the breath, inhale and exhale the same length. 4, 2. And 1. On your exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, bring your feet to your hands, lift your heart a little. Exhale and fold in. It's the inhale, come on up, extend your arms and touch the palms. Exhale, then return, Samastitahi. Last one. Inhale to reach, arms extend. Exhale, hinge at the hip crease and fold in, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, place your hands, step or hop back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Good, inhale, upward facing, lift up. Exhale, up and back, it's downward facing. We settled in here, we'll breathe for 5. Notice if there's any differences, maybe the back of the body starting to warm up, or maybe your breath starting to deepen. Last 4. As we move through the poses, we're trying to move not just for a workout or a higher heart rate or more flexibility, we're building awareness, self-awareness, which over time leads us to self-realization. Almost there. There's one last breath. Then as you exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step, step, or hop to your hands and lift your heart. Exhale, fold firmly, Uttanasana. Inhale, come on up, extend your arms, touch the palms. And exhale, return, Samastitahi. Really good. Little pause, and then we're going to Surya Namaskar B. Marisa, if she's feeling great, she's going to show us how to hop back this time. Okay. On your inhale, chair pose. Bend your knees, reach up. Good. Exhale, fold, hinge from the hips, touch the mat, knees bent. Good. Inhale, lift your heart, look up. Exhale, place the hands, step or hop back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Good. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, up and back, down dog. Same exhale, bring your right foot all the way forward. Spin the back heel down. Inhale and reach. It's warrior one. Deep breath. Exhale, return, place the hands, step back, chaturanga. Really good. Inhale, up dog, lift your heart. Exhale, up and back, down dog. Left. Same exhale, bring the left forward. Back heel spins down. Inhale to reach. Take your time, move with the breath. Exhale and return. Place the hands, step back, lower down, zip up the belly. Good. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. Breathe there for 5. Really good work. Now, when we talk about zipping up the belly in yoga, we mean to eliminate some of the curvature in the spine, in the back of the body, so that there's less back bend and more work happening in the core, which is where a lot of our power is. It's also where our fire comes from, that fire in the belly. And that's the fire that carries us through the rest of the practice. And so when you're doing chaturanga, instead of like butt lifted and belly down, think about pulling the low ribs in, pulling the navel in, and squeezing the muscles out of the abdominals. Almost there. She does a really good job of that, by the way. Marisa's got a great chaturanga. 1 breath. Then on your exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or hop to your hands and lift your heart a little. Exhale and fold in. Inhale, chair pose, bend your knees, extend your arms. Exhale, return to stand, Samastitihi. 2 more. Inhale, chair pose, bend your knees, reach up, strong legs. Exhale, hinge at your hips and fold. Good. Inhale, lift your heart, look up. Exhale, place your hands, go back. Good. Up dog as you inhale, lift up. Exhale, down dog. Right side leads. Big step forward, right foot, back heel down. Inhale, come on up, deep breath in, warrior one. Exhale, return, place your hands, step back, chaturanga. Good. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Same exhale, left, big step forward. Very nice. Inhale, come on up. Exhale and return. Place your hands, go back, chaturanga, low push-up. Good. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, up and back. It's downward facing. We'll settle in here. There's 5 breaths. Remember, you can rest if you need a moment. Lower your knees, sit on your heels, which is child's pose. Last 4. 4, 3. 2 breaths. 1 final inhale. And then as you exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or hop to your hands and lift your heart. Exhale, fold, give the front body a squeeze. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, knees bend, arms reach. Exhale and return, Samastitihi. Little pause, then last one. Inhale, Utkatasana, deep breath in. Exhale, hinge forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, place the hands, go back, Chaturanga, low push-up. Good. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Right side leads, big step forward. Inhale, come on up, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, return, place the hands, go back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Left, last one, big step forward. As you inhale, come on up, extend your arms. Exhale to return, place the hands, zip up the belly, step back. Really good. Inhale, up dog, lift your heart. And exhale, up and back. It's downward facing. There's 5 breaths there. You'll settle in for 4. Listen to your breath. Let that be your playlist. Let the breath be your music. Instead of relying on external stimulation, start to bring your attention inward. 2 breaths left. 1 breath. Then on your exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or hop to your hands, lift your heart. Exhale and fold Uttanasana. Inhale, chair pose, bend your knees, reach up. Exhale, return, Samastitihi. And done. Really great job. Take a second, move a little bit if you need to, fix your shirt, fix your hair, whatever works. And then we're gonna do a couple forward bends. We'll start with Padangusthasana, and so catch the waist, hands on your hips, separate your feet hips width apart. Inhale, lift up, pull the elbows back. Exhale, hinge at the hip crease, fold, then measure the feet. Making 2 fists, slide them between the feet, make sure that they touch each other, and then yogi toe lock. The first 2 fingers, peace fingers, catch the big toes. Inhale to lift up, beautiful, and fold as you exhale. Bend the knees a little bit, depending how the backs of your legs feel, hamstrings, IT bands, calf muscles, last 4 breaths. The goal here is not to push deeper and deeper or to push your legs straight. Instead, we want to get the lungs and the rib cage and the belly to touch your quads. And so Marisa's bending her knees as needed to make that happen. And then with time, if the hamstrings open or feel better, then you can straighten the legs a little. Most importantly, front body touches and the spine is nice and straight. Okay, on your inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, pause. Repeat the toe lock, or if you're ready to, slide your hands under your feet, toes toward your wrist, and the index finger placed under the arch. Again, lift with your inhale and fold as you exhale. Breathe there for 5 and settle in. Once again, the front body touching itself. She's doing a great job of that. Then add a little bit of a back bend right behind your heart so that the spine's kind of lengthening rather than squeezing or pushing through the vertebrae. Last 3. She'll roll the shoulders back a little. Good. For 2, press down with your toes and the balls of your feet into your wrists. Then on your next inhale, lift your heart a little and start to release your hands, let that go. Now we're gonna do a squat, so separate your feet a little wider, maybe as wide as your mat. If your heels pop up, get something under them, like you could use a pillow, something like this little cushion I have, or it could be a rolled up blanket or towel. You're gonna bend your knees, pull the hips back in space, take a second to drag the knees away from each other, and then let's go to the right side. So she's gonna keep her tricep inside her thigh, but walk the right hand off to the side a little bit, then turn left. From there, if your shoulder feels great, reach up, breathe for 5. Good, looks so good. If you want, take the bind, go around the right leg. That's it, the right arm goes back first, and then the left comes back to meet it. Last 4. Keep picking up the right lung. Good, for 3. Press down with your heels for 2. 1, return to center. Release your arms, come back to your squat, and then let's switch. We'll go to the left. So you're just walking the left arm off to the side a little bit, and then opening your chest to the right. Good, do you have enough space over there? It's okay. Okay. Breathe for 4. If you did the bind on the other side, bind here too. Left arm goes back, right will meet it. Good, breathe for 3. Pick up your chest a lot, especially the left side. 4, 2, and 1. Nice and easy, come on back down to center. Releasing that bind if you had it. Stay in your squat, or let's take Bakasana, crow pose, for just a breath or 2. So if you know Bakasana, go ahead, come on up. Otherwise, we'll show you kind of slow. She's got her knees on the backs of her triceps. She's gonna place her hands shoulders width apart and start to lean forward. Now she's gonna bring her wrist underneath of the elbows, so elbows are stacked over. She's gonna squeeze one leg, pick that up, And then if that's okay with the other. Good, really good work. Now go back when you're ready. Chaturanga, up dog and down dog. That was really good. Nice high up bakasana. Often you start with your shins on your triceps, then you move to knees on your triceps, and with practice and like patience, right? Knees go to armpits. Okay, let's bring the right foot forward for warrior one, Virabhadrasana A. Good, she's gonna spin the back heel down, heel to heel alignment. Notice she's doing a great job of that, and then start to make your way up. Now, we'll be here for a little bit, longer than Surya Namaskar, so take your time, set up well, go deeply into the right leg, pull your right hip back. 5 breaths. When you're ready, hands at your heart. Now, if that goes really well, you can reach up, arms extend. Last 4. If you're like me and your shoulders are tighter, hook your thumbs. That way you can reach up, keep the hands together, but also get some space in the shoulder girdle. Last 3. If it's easier, then you interlace your fingers. If that's fine, we touch the palms. Last 2. 1 breath. Then on your exhale, let's open to the side. Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana B. Great work. The back heel spins out. Good, then we go again deeply into that right leg. You want to try to get your thigh parallel with the mat, which means you have to sink your hips kind of low. Good. Last 4. Press a little bit with your back foot. Feel your left heel and your left pinky toe. Press there. For 3, relax the shoulders, but really reach across the fingertips. Good. For 2, pull the belly in a little. And 1. Utthita Parsva Konasana, side angle outside of the right leg. Send your hand maybe to a block or to your mat. Then reach your left arm up and over your ear at an angle. There's another variation of this where you can put your right forearm on your thigh, and that's really nice too, so you could go there if you'd like. Good, breathe for 4. So you come up a little bit higher. If you're gonna do forearm to thigh, you wanna come up first. Good, exactly like that. And then you have a lot of space. How's that? Good. Good, she says. Last few, great work. Try to roll your left lung up a lot toward the ceiling. We're trying to create space in the side of the body. And so while your legs are going down, you have to pull your chest up, kind of revolving the spine away from the pelvis. There's a lot going on. Okay, take 1 more breath. And then on your exhale, look down, place your hands to frame your foot, spin the back heel up, and step back. You can take vinyasa in between sides. You can also take a little rest if you need a second. Good, that's it. The vinyasa is chaturanga, upward facing and downward facing with breath. Okay, left side. Let's bring the left foot a big step forward. Spin the back heel down and prepare Virabhadrasana A, warrior 1. Good. Heel to heel alignment, because we want the hips to move as a unit, right? And so while they're moving kind of different directions, they're working together. Alignment is important to keep your SI joint safe, to keep the rest of the body safe as well, but also to make sure that you're creating a habit, a positive pattern. All right, come up when you're ready, extend your arms. Looks great. Just about 3 breaths left. Good. 4, 2, try to pull your hips counterclockwise. Left hip back and right hip forward. 1 breath. Then as you exhale, we'll open to the side, Virabhadrasana B. So the first thing that changes is the back foot. It's gonna open parallel with the outside edge of your mat. Then the arms change, left forward, right back, 5 breaths. Good, soften the shoulders, reach across the front of your chest and collarbones, all the way through to the fingertips. Last 3. Start to push firmly with your right foot all the way behind you. For 2, tuck your left hip under. Take 1 breath. Then as you exhale, Utthita Parsva Konasana, side angle with the extension. Good, so here she's showing a version with her hand all the way on the mat, then the right arm goes over. Looks really good. But you could also do forearm to your thigh. Exactly. Oh, that looks really nice. Sometimes it's not like the most important thing to go deeper and deeper and do a pose. Instead, come out a little bit, give yourself some space, then you can really start to access the part of the body that we're targeting. Here, it's the side of the body. Roll your right lung up to the ceiling. Good, reach with the right fingertips. Take one last breath. Then on your exhale, look down. Place your hands, spin your back heel up, let's step back. Take vinyasa, or you can take a little bit of a rest if you need a second. Good. We're kind of working on a little bit of everything today. We're just moving the body in all the directions it's designed to be moved. And so remember, you can modify or rest as needed, but don't run away from a challenge. Okay, that said, Vashisthasana, side plank. Come on forward, high push-up position. Good, scoot your feet all the way together so your feet are touching. Then look at, let's do the left side first. Online, they're gonna do the right. So look at your right wrist and then tip your body to the right side. Stack your feet or stagger your feet and then reach the right arm up. That's it. Now you could put your knee down for support. Can you show us that really quick? There you go, good, and then straighten your top leg again. Good, and so this is a supported variation. She's got one knee on the mat. She doesn't really need to do this, but she can keep on if she wants to. I feel like she wants to come back up. That's it. Just a couple breaths left. Squeeze your belly, pick up your hips. Then on your exhale, look down, return to center, high push up, and then we're just gonna switch sides. So looking to your left wrist, you'll tip the body to the left. Stack or stagger, this is stacked. Stagger is one foot then the other. You can also lower your knee for support. Couple breaths left. Keep lifting your hips up. If you know you wanna get fancy, go ahead. That's it. Now if she's lifting the knee, she's gonna hold on to it, making contact. Then, on your own exhale, look down, place your top hand first, then look, come back to center, take vinyasa or go back to down dog. Now you've just done a vinyasa, so if you'd like, you can go back to downward facing and hold there for a second. I feel like I always just need to take the extra vinyasa, it's helpful. Okay, let's do crescent lunge next. Go ahead and bring your right foot a big step forward. This is Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge. Lower your back knee. Prop it up if it needs support. You can use a knee jelly if you have one, or a blanket, or like a rolled up washcloth. Now come on up, climb yourself up, hands to your thigh, then hands at your heart. And if you're ready, you're gonna reach up and extend your arms. Good, we've done crescent lunge a lot lately. We do it in person as well. We've done it online almost every time we've practiced together. And so if you know the variations of this pose, go for it. You can pull the back foot in. You can get a strap and do that if you're not working in the full bind. Good. Let's get out of track. Here you go. That's it. So she's working with the strap. We did this the other day. She's going to turn her elbow up and reach back. That's it. Really good. Okay. If you've got your back foot, you want to lower gently and with control. So take your time, go slow. You can always come out an extra breath if you need to, so it's not like snapping like a rubber band, but it's slow and gentle. Now we're gonna switch. We'll do the here, got you. We'll go ahead and move toward a twist. And so, as you're ready, take your left arm across outside of the right leg. Try to hook your elbow over your thigh. Stack the right hand, or if you know the bind your arms. Breathe for 5. Looks great. For 4, big deep breaths. Sometimes twisting can like inhibit your breath or make it feel difficult. And so you have to like do the pose, but really focus on breathing. Dharma Mitra says if you're doing the pose and there's no breath, then it's just gymnastics. And well, that's great. It's not gonna get us anywhere. Okay, one last breath. Then on your exhale, look down, place your hands, come back to center. Take a sec, a little bit of a pause. We're gonna do lizard pose next. And so she's setting up by sliding the right foot out to the side, and she's gonna take her hands to the inside. Now you can grab a block if you have one close by, or use like, I don't know, you can use a small dog or a cat if you're practicing at home, or even like a couple of books. Why don't you grab one of the blocks by you, good, and set it up like medium setting, and then it could be medium or low, and then you're just gonna settle in. Yep. So that's like right in the middle. If you're using a cork block or even sometimes those foam blocks, if you take it to like the very smallest level, that's going to be the least amount of support, you can turn the block up higher to give yourself more space. That's the answer, like a lot of the time, space. In work, in relationships, in poses. A little bit longer. Keep reaching your heart forward. Good. If this goes really well, you can put your forearms on the floor. You can practice putting your chest on the floor. Over time, you might even start to work on getting your head a little bit behind your right foot. She said no, not today. Okay, when you're ready, go ahead and start to walk yourself up and out of the pose. Slide your props out of the way if you've got them. Place your hands. There's a lift off you can take here, or you can step back and take vinyasa. If you want to try the lift, let's give it a shot, Marisa. I think you can do it. Take your hand outside your foot. Good. Now bend your elbows a lot, lean your chest forward and look forward. Now start to tiptoe your toes on the mat, pick up your heel. Good, then you gotta take your right foot forward, kind of out to the side a little. Yep, good. That's the idea. Kondianasana is the lift. It comes together with practice and time. Okay, vinyasa, a little rest if you need. That was really good. Did that feel like a good setup? Yeah. Good job. All right, left side, crescent lunge. Go ahead and bring your left foot a big step forward. Lower the back knee, grab a prop if you need for that. The kneecap is not supposed to suffer in this pose, so prop it if needed. Then come on up. Good. Breathe. Now you might be extending your arms. You want to go to the same place you did on the other side. So you might be using your strap. Marisa's going to show us how to use the strap. Good. She's using the right hand inside of the loop, then the top of her foot in the loop too. Now she brings her thumb to her shoulder, elbow points up, good. And then she adds the other arm, and she's going to also focus on the back bend. So her hips are going low while her chest is picking up. So beautiful, really good job. Remember, if you're using a strap, you can make it like as long as you need to, depending how your shoulders feel. All right, when you're ready, if you have your back foot, release that gently and slowly. Great job, and then let's take a twist. This is the left side, so we're gonna take the right arm across. That's it. Stack the left hand on top. Breathe for 5. Focus on pulling your right lung all the way to the left side. Good, pick the left lung up high. When you're twisting, the lumbar, the lower back, doesn't have a ton of twist to it. It has more like forward and backward movement, but the thoracic spine, the middle and upper back, has a lot of rotation. Last couple breaths. One last breath in. And then on your exhale, look down and return to center. Take a second to release your twist, let that go. Now we're gonna prepare for lizard pose. And so start by taking your left foot out a little bit to the side, maybe even a little bit forward. The idea is just to create a lot of room between your left foot and your right leg, kind of pulling yourself apart a little bit. Grab the block or your books or whatever prop you might have used on the other side. Set up, maybe forearms to your prop. Good. You can of course lift higher if you need. You can come all the way up. Breathe for 5. Reach your heart forward a lot. Again, feel like you're trying to kind of pull yourself apart a little bit. Good. That's kind of what the poses do. They pull us apart. They pull apart our stress, our tension, our tight muscles, kind of stiff joints, and then the practice helps us put ourselves back together. Almost there. Give it maybe one more breath. And then to come out, you'll walk yourself back up, slide your props out of the way, and maybe you're taking the lift, or maybe you step back and take the vinyasa. If you're trying the lift, or if it's something that you're like thinking about doing and you want to learn how to do it, try it every time. Even if it's not pretty, even if it doesn't come together, give it a shot, bet on yourself, and with practice, it will come together. Good. That side feel worse?
A little, yeah.
That's okay. Me too, honestly. Vinyasa, little rest if you need, and then we're going to come through to seated. And so you're bending your knees. You can step or hop forward, have a seat, good, and extend your legs straight in front of you. That was good. So you might have noticed the way that Marisa hopped through and then she fought for it. She pulled her legs through. It's that friction of not giving up and working to get your legs through your arms. That's the friction that makes you stronger. So if you ever want to hop through, keep that up. Okay, we'll fold forward. Hook your toes or hold the outsides of your feet. Inhale, lift up, sit up tall. Exhale and fold. Breathe there, 5 breaths. This is Paschimottanasana, and Marisa's doing a position with the toe lock. Last 4. Just gonna roll the shoulders back a little. Again, add a back bend behind your heart. Good, for 3. 4, 2, and 1. Inhale, come on up, lift your chest, release your forward bend. Let's work with Marichyasana, A position. So bend your right knee, pull that in really close. Then make sure you have one of your own fist width of space between your right foot and left inner thigh. Take the shoulders inside, kind of like you did for your squat earlier. Reach forward or add the bind. The bind goes around the right leg. Good, that's it, that was very nice. There's an internal rotation of the right arm. Oh, hell yeah, she made it. Breathe for 4. When you're binding, a good way to think about it, go kind of slow, there's a thumbs up rule. And so you're reaching forward with your thumb pointing up, then we rotate the shoulder until the thumb is up again. That's when you know you're ready to bend your elbow. Last 2. And 1. As you inhale, come on up, release your arms, sit up. Let's add a twist, Marichyasana C. We're gonna keep the legs just like they are for this one. Sit up with an inhale, kind of lift your chest. Exhale to twist, turn to your right side. Beautiful. The left arm comes across. There's a bind you can take here too, although slightly aggressive. Breathe for 4. Parsvadrishti, look over the back shoulder. You can soften or close your eyes, but wherever you're looking, remember that what you're looking at is what you take in. And so the idea behind a focused drishti, an eye gaze, is that it's helping us to control what we're taking in, to control the mental patterns by focusing on one thing. Okay, on your own exhale, come on back to center, release that. We're gonna get into some hip rotations coming up. So let's do Ardha Gomukhasana to begin. She's gonna step her right foot outside the left sit bone, and then tuck the chin, fold forward a little bit, flex the left foot, and breathe. 5 breaths. If it's too much for your left hamstring, bend your knee, put your hands under, or put a blanket under. Last 4. Notice how when you tuck your chin, it does feel like a little bit deeper in the back of your body. For 3. And 2. 1. As you inhale, come on up, lift your chest, return to seated, release your legs, take rest or take a vinyasa if you're able. The vinyasa across your ankles, send your hands forward, step or shoot the feet back, chaturanga, good, up dog and down dog, all with breath. And we return to seated. Bend your knees, look forward, step or hop through, good, have a seat all the way through, yes, good job. And it's Marichyasana A, we'll do your left side. Bend the left knee, pull it in close, shoulders go inside. Good. She's measuring, the hand should fit between left foot and right inner thigh. Good, yes, that's it. Good job, both sides. 5 breaths here. Binding can be tough, especially if you work with your arms, work with your hands a lot. Maybe Marisa and I are both in service industry, living in Myrtle Beach especially, like a lot of us are. And so we're often making these rotations with the shoulders or carrying heavy things, heavy trays, stuff like that. And so we tend to, both of us, have a lot of tightness in the trap muscles and the erector spinae, which is between shoulder blade and spine. And so those things make binds tough. The only way to work through that is either quit your job, I don't recommend that, or to keep practicing and practice those areas that are challenging for you often with discipline, but a little bit of compassion too, right? It's not your fault your shoulders are tight. Okay, come up. It is your responsibility though. And then let's twist. Send your right arm all the way across. Good, left arm's gonna go behind you. Looks great. Take 5 deep breaths and just watch your breath. Trying to lengthen and deepen the inhale and exhale, also trying to match them a little. Last 4. For 3. And 1. On your exhale, gently return, come back to center, then Ardha Gomukhasana. Ardha in Sanskrit, it's half. And so there's a full variation of this pose that we're not gonna do today, but we have looked at previously. This is the half variation, the left leg's coming over, but the right leg stays straight. Go ahead and fold when you're ready. I really love this pose, although I find it super challenging because my hamstrings are, honestly, they're just pissed about it. They're just tight and not happy. And so the pose is hard for me, but it's one of the most beneficial things I've found that really helps with all the other forward bends. When you're folding forward, the spine's going into flexion, which means kind of the muscles of your back are starting to work and help you pull forward. And the front of the body is what is really helping create resistance and tension. Okay, on your own inhale, come on up. Let's lift, release your pose, vinyasa, or maybe a little rest if you need a second. Then you're taking the vinyasa and then you're just gonna come right back through to seated, and we're working next with double pigeon, which is another one of my favorites because it's a challenge. Okay, come on back through, step or hop, good. When I say I love this pose, I don't mean that like, I love it like it's, you know, my best friend. I love it because it's really benefited my practice, not that it's easy by any means. You can turn forward if you want and then just grab a block. We're gonna do like 10 breaths each side, which is about 1 minute. So she's gonna set up with the right leg on top first. She's stacking her shins. So the left goes underneath and right goes over. Good, she does a really great job of aligning herself well, although it's also a challenge for you, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, so we're in the same boat. Don't feel bad about that. Good, she does a really good job of alignment. If you grab your block and notice, so she's gonna line the block up so that her ankle is over her knee and her heel, ball of the foot and knee are lined up, touching the block at the same time. And then if she were to scoot the block over here, it'll do the same on this side. It'll forward here. Yeah, there you go. And that makes a difference, even like a little centimeter forward. And now she's gonna put her hands on the block in front of her and not worry about folding forward, instead sit up a lot. Good, keep lifting your chest. And then as you lift your chest up, then you take your torso forward. So something kind of like this. When you sit up, the chest is lifted. Then as you hinge from the hips, sometimes your knee goes down on its own. Good. Just a little bit longer here. Only maybe 3 breaths left, not too much longer. And to come out. Sit up, lift your chest again, lean back on your hands, and release your legs. In between, I don't take too much time, otherwise I don't want to do the next side. But you might do like some windshield wipers back and forth. Great. Just that inward rotation is nice. A little bit of movement is nice too. Then we'll switch. We'll do the left. And so this time it's the right leg underneath. You're going to stack the left shin on top. Good. Exactly. Remember, it's totally fine for your knee to pop up. That's part of life, right? And it's not a huge deal. You get the benefit of the pose no matter how deeply you're going into it. And so don't feel like bad about it or weird about it. It's not weird for this to be a challenge. Double pigeon, again, it's one of those things like tight shoulders. Tight hips are a result of like how you've lived your life. All the things that you've been through, you experience daily, the way that we walk, the way we stand, the way we sit, or even like the way that we rise from sitting to standing. And so all of those factors culminate together and create like the way that your hips move or don't move, or hold stiff or don't hold stiff. There's just a little bit longer. I'd say you're about halfway through. Does this side feel a little bit better? I get it. One good thing is you can laugh about it. As long as you're still like smiling, it's all good. Because in reality, like it's just yoga. And so you don't have to take it too seriously as far as the result of the poses. That's not the point. Okay, to come out, go ahead and return to seated, lift your chest up, scoot your block out of the way. You can scoot it anywhere and release your pose. Now you can shake your legs out a little bit. You could like massage your knees, do those windshield wipers again for a sec. And then we're gonna do just a couple of back bends from the belly and kind of counter double pigeon a little bit, then we'll get upside down. And so go ahead and roll forward, come down to the mat beneath you, and then we're doing a little bit of Bekasana. Now, if you're not doing back bends from your belly, that happens for a few different reasons. And if you know those reasons, if you know your counter indications, you can do this instead from your back. So you're gonna lay back, supported bridge with a block under your sacrum and flip your feet one by one. Otherwise, go to the belly and then come up to your forearms. Exactly. Now roll your shoulders back away from your ears, take a few deep breaths and see how you feel. If it's going great, then straighten your arms, pick up your elbows. For 4. Good. She's doing a great job of lifting the chest, but she keeps her hips on the floor. For 3. And 1, gently lower down. You can go all the way down to your belly. I just like to let my head hang down. How's that for you, Marissa? Same. Sometimes if you go all the way to your belly, it's like too intense of a change, like coming up and down, up and down. Okay, let's add the right leg first, Bekasana. So she's gonna lift her chest back where she started. Beautiful, and then bend your right knee, point your toes. Now for Bekasana, it's gonna get into your quad and your shoulder. So what I want you to do first is send your hand back and hold the arch of your foot. So hold the inside of the right foot with your right hand. Yep, you got it. Good. Now start to bend your elbow and pull your heel towards your sit bone. Good. Then, if that goes really great, then you turn your fingertips forward and elbow up. Good, fingertips forward. Yes, that's it. So see how her heel is coming close to the seat, fingers are facing forward, and if this is great, then straighten your left arm again. Looks so good, Marissa. Did you know you could do that?
I've tried it once.
It looks great. Okay, to come out, release your back leg. Slow, gently, no rubber bandness, just kind of easily. Take a second, let your head hang down, just a breath or 2. Great job. And then we're gonna do the left side. And so she's gonna come back up, lift your chest, come back to your forearms, roll the shoulders back a little, then bend your left knee with your toes pointing up, reach back and try to hold the arch of your foot. Good. Easiest if your thumb is up first. Now bend your elbow. Good, pull your heel towards your sit bones. Start to spin your fingertips forward. Yes, that's it. Breathe for 5. If you'd like, straighten the right arm. For 4. Looks really good. For 3. And 1, exhale and gently release the pose. Come on down, chill, let your head hang down, take a second. I'd like a child's pose probably after this, but you can also do like up dog to down dog. If you know Bakasana and you love Bakasana and you're like dying to do both legs at the same time, take a second for that. All right, inversion is next. We're gonna do 2 inversions today. We're gonna do headstand. How do you feel?
Yeah.
Headstand for a couple breaths.
Mhm.
So with Marisa, we're gonna do headstand a couple breaths and then legs up for a couple breaths. So we're showing you 2 different options. If you are gonna choose one, that's ideal. You wanna hold one inversion for 3 minutes. You can do headstand, shoulder stand, or legs up. The purpose of doing headstand for a little bit and then coming out is to help you learn it. And so you gotta start somewhere. Start with 5 breaths or 2 breaths, then move to 8 breaths, 10 breaths, little by little, gaining stability, gaining strength and resilience. Okay, she's gonna measure, start by placing her forearms, wrap her hands around, so her neck is gonna be safe. And then she'll place her hands, interlace the fingers. Good, prepare, that's it. Good idea to always measure if you're doing headstand because your cervical spine's pretty delicate, and so you wanna make sure you're aligned well in order to protect it. Good, good, yes, you got it, good job. Now, if you're hopping into headstand, it's okay to be using your wall for a little bit, but eventually you wanna move away from it. I think like a few months ago, right? I made Marisa move away from the wall, but look where she is now. She did that all by herself. Looks so good. If you get to feeling fatigued, it's okay to come out. The idea though is to like increase the window of tolerance in your nervous system. And so you go right up to the edge, not over the edge, but right up to it, and then you back off. Then you go up to the edge again, but the edge is a little further away this time. And in that manner, you're increasing your own resilience. Looks really, really good. We've got like maybe a minute and a half left. That was so good. You could try again, or you could do your legs up.
Do you want me to do the middle?
Yeah, that's fine. You can use a block too if you want. So here she's moving to legs up after about 1 minute in headstand. She's gonna hold the rest of the time here. She's using the block under her sacrum, which is really nice. It'll help elevate your hips a little higher, and it kind of gives you this gentle-ish back bend. I say gentle-ish because for a lot of people, a lot of practitioners, back bending's not gentle at all. And so you have to observe your own body and not try to compare it to others, but listen to the signals that your own body is sending you. Because while the poses are kind of vast and they hit every different part of the body, and we do them all together in a group setting, our bodies are not always the same. My body is different than it was 2 years ago. It's also different than it was like last month. And mine and Marissa's body, although we have a similar practice, we're very different. And so you have to move in a way that is conscious and aware, and really not comparative or judgmental. Only about 5 breaths left. You might soften or close your eyes. You'll begin to watch your breathing. Just watch the inhale come up the spinal column and your exhale descend down the spinal column. After the next breath or 2 on your own, you can start to make your way out. You'll release your pose and take a few moments to counter it, and then we'll rest. And so just coming down to the mat, you can use any props that you'd like for Shavasana. Maybe blocks under your calf muscles, maybe blanket under your head. You can also do any last poses you still need. If you like a child's pose before, a twist, anything along those lines. We're gonna rest for a couple of minutes. And so make sure that you're in a place that's comfortable enough to stay. Sometimes if you lay flat on your back and your lower back is not comfortable, maybe there's a curve there that's hard to relax, or maybe there's some tension. A good way to resolve that is by rolling something up like a blanket, put that under your knees. How do you feel? Good. And so if you're great, if you feel good, fine, stay. If you need props, take some time to grab those because you're worth it. It's a really good idea to teach yourself that you're worth the extra effort of investigating and acting. Now, as you make your way down, just start to let go of your practice. Let go of expectations, attachments to any of the poses or the physical practice. Recognize that the poses are tools to allow us information about what we really need and who we are deep within. So anything other than that just gets left in the past. You'll begin to feel your body heavy and soft and relaxed, with no tension and no straining. You'll let the belly rise and fall. With each exhale, sinking a little deeper into your mat, into the earth beneath you, and just letting go of your practice. Allow yourself to rest easily, feeling peaceful and so content. Prepare yourselves gently to come out. Allow for some deeper breathing and subtle movement. Eventually, you'll curl into yourself and roll over to rest on the right side. Just spending a few moments there to feel comfortable, supported by the body, the home in which you live, supported by this practice and by all the yogis and teachers who've come before us. You'll recognize the spirit as the energy which animates your physical form and which connects you to all things. Know that you were made sacredly, so perfect and whole and complete. When you're ready to come out, press down and return to a comfortable seat, keeping your eyes soft or closed. Take a moment if you'd like to reaffirm your intention or dedication of the work of your practice. We'll close together with the Maha Mrittyunjay mantra. If you know it, you might join in. You could also just listen, of course. We'll do the mantra and follow it with the sound of an Om together. If you'd like to join, take a breath in. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtevardhanam Urva Rukamiva Bandhanam Mrityo Mukshiyamamritahatom. Thank you for practicing today.